Good evening, bonsoir tout le monde. My name is Clarke. J'étais né ici en Cornwall. I was born and raised in Cornwall. My parents were Arnold, Sandy Clarke, and Cherry Bingley. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm a graduate of St. Lawrence College Finance and Computers. I've been volunteering for the last 25 years. The most recent are Chair of the Chorus Wine and Gourmet Foods in support of the United Way coming up on Saturday, November 22nd, right here in the ABC Lounge, so don't forget your tickets, they're on sale at Scotiabank. I'm the chair of the Rotary Family Workout Area to be built in Lamoureux Park next spring, founder and race director Run to NMS, founder of the Cornwall Multisport Club, co-founder of the Cornwall Water Fest, and co-founder of the Cornwall Triathlon. I'm also a volunteer for the Rotary Club of Cornwall, Maxwell Highland Games, Friends of Summerstown Forest, Transition Cornwall, and many more. I'm also on 2 committees for the City Council, the Waterfront Committee and Recreation Committee, and 1 subcommittee for the Skateboard and BMX Park. I initiated the first Earth Day cleanup and passed on the knowledge to the city so that they can coordinate a large-scale cleanup of the city. Together, let's make Cornwall the healthiest and best place it can be. Saying that, my platform is on health. Not just physical health, but mental and economic health as well. Jobs are high on my list, along with education. Both are an important part of this equation. We must continue to support our college and new university. This in turn will bring more economic health in the form of new business and entrepreneurship. Health and fitness, again, is a big part of my life. We should add more recreational trails and support the skateboard and BMX park. We should also protect our environment. I'm a long-standing advocate for a healthy and greener community. That being said, I would like to focus on the economic and physical health of the city. There are 2 things that I would like to see done. One is the location of the new art center, and the second is our waterfront, the jewel of our city.
10 seconds.
Both have a great tourism potential and would like to bring more economic benefits to the city. The art center should be located at the old jail. It's the perfect location. The second is Lock 18, which I would like to have skating, canoeing, kayaking, and a boardwalk along that area. This would bring a lot more tourism to the city. Thank you very much. My name is Clarke. Vote for me.
Thank you. Next up, Rivette.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. My name is Rivette, and I'm asking for your vote of confidence October 27th, which is my birthday. I also feel, some of my experience, somebody said to me, Andre, why did you run for council back in '97? This since 1997. In 1997, 1996, early 97, the city got involved in a hockey team called the Aces, where they lost close to $5 million. So what happened then, 55 of us went out the door, and at 49 years old, that wasn't good. I think it's important that I stand up for people of Cornwall. And I've done that all my life. And I intend to continue doing that. And hopefully that, I work for a manager, the late Simon Miller, who was a great employee. He was a good manager, and he let me do my thing at the Marina 200, and I spent 17 years as landscape and park supervisor. And once the axe come down in 96, 97, that's the time I decided to run for council to make sure that would never happen again, that employees would lose their jobs because of an investment in a hockey team that didn't make any sense to start with. So I think it's important and that we continue doing that. Has the city moved up ahead? It's moved. Mountains. I was involved in the initial waterfront. I was involved when they didn't have a boat launch ramp there. We had it behind the inlet, behind the RCAF. So I think that we've come a long way. Have we been transparent? Have we been, accountability's been there? No. I'd be the first one to tell you that. In the last 4 years, if people would have been held accountable, we would not have spent dollars that should have never been spent the way they were. $2 to $3 million, that area. I think what Andre's mostly known for is if you have a problem, you call me, I'll find it. And if it can be fixed, it'll be fixed. So all I'm asking on October 27th, please vote Andre Rivette for your councillor. Thank you.
Thanks, Andre. Next up, Heather Megill.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Je m'appelle Heather Megill. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Heather Megill, and I'm a candidate for City Council for the City of Cornwall. Thank you to the Chamber and Cogeco 11 for giving all of us the opportunity to reach so many Cornwall residents this evening. My desire to run for City Council includes a passionate interest in my community and desire to see positive growth and development in this city of Cornwall. I'm a teacher with the Upper Canada District School Board, and I've taught in Cornwall and region for 17 years. I served in the Canadian Armed Forces Reserve for 18 years. I've been active in the community through volunteer work and in service clubs. I am committed to making this city more inclusive and prosperous. Diversifying the economy, attracting higher income, environmentally sustainable, knowledge-based industry, and working with neighboring municipalities and higher levels of government is what is needed to bring prosperity back to Cornwall. This will lessen the tax burden on homeowners and business. Cornwall will attract these new industries with our clean air, beautiful natural setting, municipal recreation, community services, and good transportation networks. As a city councillor, I would promote shopping locally to keep more jobs in our community, expanding support to financially at-risk seniors and families, expanding environmental initiatives to include sustainable composting and recycling and renewable energy programs, enhancing recreational opportunities for all residents, creating a new arts centre, the establishment of a university in the city, and enhancing the offerings at St. Lawrence College, expanding air and road transportation networks to expand economic opportunities. The path forward for Cornwall requires compassion and dignity for all residents, clear vision for the future, thoughtful, intelligent leadership. I would ask for your vote for me, Heather Megill, on 27 October. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, Heather. Next up, Carrie-Lynn Hebert.
Good evening, everyone. Je suis Carrie-Lynn Hebert, fière graduée de l'école secondaire catholique La Citadelle, and a business graduate from St. Lawrence College. I've been an active community volunteer for many years. I may be young, but I started quite early. Years ago, I decided I would dedicate my time to help those in my community, in both my work and my volunteer life. Through my involvement in local organizations like the Agape Center, the Art Gallery, Big Brothers Big Sisters, the University Steering Committee, and many others, it's clear to me that this is what I am meant to do. And there is no better way to give back than to take action and become part of our local municipal government. This is how I will be able to bring about real positive change in our community. I strongly believe that we can do better to attract secure, good-paying jobs to the city by attracting new industries in the green and high-tech sector that will provide citizens with gainful employment opportunities. It is also important that our local small businesses that create many jobs in the city have access to the financial assistance available from the senior levels of government. The city must also ensure that our small businesses are not overburdened by the unnecessary red tape and that our tax rates are fair and competitive with other municipalities. We must also help our seniors live in dignity and work to reduce our high level of poverty, which is something that seems to be swept under the rug more often than not these days. We need to improve our quality of life through arts and culture and our public space, our waterfront, and our underdeveloped areas such as the East End. This encourages tourism, employment, and entrepreneurship. And we must work to create and implement a youth retention, engagement, and attraction strategy. We need to build a platform for a strong city, and youth retention is crucial to our future. I want to see Cornwall prosper and develop to its full potential for myself, my family, and generations to come. I want to be part of that change. And on October 27th, let me be that change. Vote for a brighter future. Votez pour un meilleur avenir. Vote Carrie-Lynne Hebert. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. Next up, David Bedard.
Good evening. I want to thank the Chambers and Cogeco and everybody for being here tonight. By a show of hands, who wants transparency and accountability at City Council? I only have 2 minutes, so I'll get right down to the point. My team and I have been working hard on something that I think will address the overwhelming concern of transparencies and accountabilities. And if I'm elected, this is my promise to you. It's called MARC, acronym for Municipal Activity Report Card, and this is how it works. On the MARC, I will list my committees and log my activity, a short and simple summary of my accountable action. At the end of the first year, I will publish this record, and at the end of the term, there will be a solid foundation so both the voters and I can track my path of participation. In addition, I will include my summary of my votes during council meetings, in favor or opposed. The MARC will allow me to introduce a new visible standard of practice and accountabilities for the things I do as a council member. The transparency of my actions will write the story of my service, allowing me and you to identify the areas for improvement. Now, hopefully, it'll be a move that will inspire other councillors to want to use this template so we can have a collective, effective resource available for voters in 2018. Now, by a show of hands, who wants change? Fair enough. So remember this. This is my city, your city, our city. Repeat with me. My city, your city, our city. Don't be afraid, let's wake up. My city, your city, our city. It's time to let them know. So on October 27th, I invite you to make your own mark. Vote David Bedard into City Council. For more information, go to davidbedard.com. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next up, Glenn.
Good evening, everyone. In 2003, I decided to run for City Council. And I decided that if the residents were to elect me, I would need goals. And I developed goals for that period. One of the goals was to look at our recreation facilities and upgrade those recreation facilities. And fortunately, they said, yes, we want you there, Glenn, and they elected me. And 8 years later, we have the Benson Center. It has improved our recreation facilities incredibly and brought tourism into our community, and it's used by a cross-section of our community. So that's the past. This year, this last term of council, I worked on 13 different committees. Some of those committees are moving the city forward, but they're not finished yet. We started these committees, and I'll give examples. Waterfront, that's the jewel of our community. We've heard it a number of times tonight. One of the committees for that is the Port Divestiture Program that's ongoing right now. We are negotiating with the MCA, Mohawk Council of Aquasaucity, and with the federal government to get ownership of that piece of land. And additional to that, on another committee, it's called Waterfront Land Acquisition Committee. This committee is initiated the last term of council. We're using that committee to purchase the land on our waterfront. We can't do anything with the land unless we own it. We are going to own it. Unfortunately, the government put a little bump in the road that is now being clarified. They put a committee together called the Canada Lands Corporation. They're going to be doing a market value assessment of all the lands in the waterfront. They're completing that in the next 4 or 5 months, from my understanding. We need continuity in these committees to ensure that we move this city forward. You know, when we talk about change, is it positive change or negative? I want positive change in this community. And on October 27th, I hope you look and say, yeah, that guy has worked hard for me and I'm going to keep him there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn. Next up is Bernadette Clement.
Bonsoir. Good evening. Tonight I want to speak from the heart. When I chose Cornwall 23 years ago, I said to myself, I'll stay a couple of years. I'll see how it goes. And I'd be asked, why Cornwall? And I always felt I had to defend my choice. Because it's a pretty place. It's well located. It's affordable. And the people are great. Les gens ici sont très accueillants. The years passed and I chose to stay here, to make this my permanent home. Why? For all of those reasons, plus one. I love it here. Now people ask, so what's happening here? What's going on in Cornwall? It must be good if you've chosen to stay, but also to sit on City Council. I'm proud of how Cornwall has moved forward through tough times. And I feel honored that in some small way, as a city councillor and as a resident, I have played a part in that. And so what this election means for me is that I want to continue to play that role, namely to keep our community moving forward. And I want to continue being, well, me. Trying to help bring about long-term change so that the public life here has less meanness and more kindness. Helping to make us less negative about ourselves and have greater faith in our potential, with hope and excitement about our future. Helping City Council to do better, yes, to be more open, to work together as a team with a vision for our entire city and its waterfront. Maintaining an attractive, healthy city with up-to-date infrastructure that will attract new investment. And actually asking existing businesses how we can assist them to grow, expand, renovate, making it easier to navigate building permits. Never forgetting that we're all in this together. One community that works, shares, builds, comes together to help one another. The work of a city councillor is challenging, but the people of this city are worth every minute of it. I ask for the honor of serving you for another term. Je demande votre appui le 27 octobre. Merci.
Next up is MacDonald.
Thank you. In order for there to be change, in order for the city to change direction, there needs to be a massive change around the council table. It's very difficult to do. My sense is we're close. My sense is there's going to be 4, maybe 5 new members around the table, and that's what this city needs. The old council knows that things went terribly wrong. We do not need to go down that path. They know that they were asleep at the switch. They know that there was no teamwork. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MacDonald. I want to be part of the new council. I want to be part of a council that's a strong team, that's focused. Where that focus comes from, sharing a common goal, comes from a meeting like this, and this is how it works. The budget is everything. Everything that we've talked about comes down to the budget. It's all going to come down to money. And this is how it's going to work, is that the goal of the new council is going to be, one of those goals has to be how they focus on that budget, how they approach the budget. And when you get a group of councillors that approach the budget by giving themselves a 40% raise, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past, it sends the wrong message. It sets the wrong tone. The 5 people that cannot go back to the council table as a group, doesn't matter how it happens, Dennis Carr, Glenn Grant, Andre Rivette, Elaine MacDonald, and Sid Gardner. Because what will happen, I encourage you not only to look at my stuff, look at all the other candidates here. Look at all the other candidates. You need to change direction in a huge way. If you are an undecided voter, and you think that the way to approach the budget with that is, then I encourage you to vote for those 5 individuals. If you think approaching the budget, and that should be a goal, but if you think it's not, then I encourage you to look at all the others. I'm one of them. On October 27th, or when you vote, yes, I want your support. I encourage you, I have a website where if you want more information, but I encourage you to vote and look at all the others. Thank you very much.
That wraps up our council candidates for the evening. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we will